Hello, I'm Colin Hurwitz.
And I'm Ariel Hicks.
And you're listening to WITZ, the WITZ, the one place for all things music right here in Douglas County, Oregon. Today's recording is brought to you by 10 Down Bowling. You should go try some bowling. Throw the ball down the lane. Go play some arcade games. Grab a drink and have some fun. Check out 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill. This broadcast is also brought to you by the Gene Bechtel School for Music. The Gene Bechtel School, an outstanding conservatory of music right here in Roseburg. Go to bechtelschool.com. That's BECHTEL school.com. Book a lesson today. We are also sponsored by Spiderking Studios. Do you need a commercial for your business? Would you like a recording of your performance? Or maybe you just want to come see one of their amazing films. Check out spiderkingstudios.com. And last but not least, the Douglas County Music Association. Are you looking for a scholarship? Are you looking for a performance opportunity? Or do you just need an instrument? Contact the Douglas County Music Association today. Well, if everybody gave $10, we would be able to fund our program for the next 2 years. So if everybody gives, we're going to have lots of funds to help everybody out. If you also wanted to give more than that, here's some examples of how you can help. You know, $100 will ensure that scholarships can be made available to students. Families and companies that give up to $500, that ensures that students have access to rehearsal space and instruments. And $1,000, I know, $1,000, that's going to help us support not just UCC students, we can support UAC students, UVAA, and Douglas County Music Education programs. We'll be able to help out a lot of people with your help. So please consider donating today. You can give every month. You can give every few months, you could just make a one-time donation, or you could subscribe annually. If you and your business would like to consider sponsoring or making a donation, please send an email to OregonDCMA@gmail.com or check out our Venmo at OregonDCMA. Please remember that the DCMA is a tax-exempt nonprofit dedicated to serving the community. So if you want to save a little bit of money and help Uncle Sam support our local musicians, just remember that we are tax exempt and your donation can be considered a tax write-off. So keep that in mind. And now for some old news. Now, we don't have much because we're still getting back from the break, and I'm glad Ms. Hicks is back from her amazing trip. I really appreciate you joining us. We missed you.
Thank you.
Trust me, I got a lot of comments about where's Hicks? Where is she? Excuse me. No, so I'm not, of course, Ms. Hicks is not old news. That's embarrassing. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
He got sidetracked. He wanted to go off on a tangent.
It happens. Okay. It happens. So we had an amazing jazz band concert on Monday this week. We had 4 different jazz bands, which I talked about last week. We had the Fremont Middle School Jazz Band, the Joe Lane Middle School Jazz Band, the Roseburg High School Jazz Band, the Top Dogs, and of course, the UCC Bighorn Band. Now, I didn't go to the show, so I can't comment on it, but I've heard these groups play. These groups in Roseburg are quite solid, and if I know anything about Mr. Brandon Hanson, I know he did outstanding on the drums. I've known Brandon Hanson for a few years now, and he's very, very good. Tommy, myself, and Gavin, we all got busy all of a sudden, but you'll see us behind the kit for the UCC Bighorn Band again very soon. And now it's time for some reviews. All right, now, Mr. Tranter, my very good friend, we are still trying to figure out how to get some selections. Now, I listened.
Selections of what?
Now,
hey!
Now, our guest today, Catherine Kerns, who is later in this episode,
yeah.
She actually let me borrow this CD so I could listen to this student. This is actually a student this is one of Catherine's students. Now, I'm going to butcher this, but from my poor Chinese pronunciation, her name is Runyu Xiangfeng. You can check that out. We'll put a picture in the description. We'll make sure we add some notes. But I really enjoyed the CD. Almost the entire thing is in Chinese, even the tracks themselves. So I couldn't tell you. Check out track 7. It's called... I don't know.
No, they do have English translation.
It's very small.
Track 7 is the night rain on the plantains outside the window.
The rain in Spain is outside. Yeah, Song of Oriole, Lotus Falling into the Water, Fujian style Chang music, Ketia. So again, I'm kind of a novice when it comes to Chinese.
But there is a translation.
Yeah, there is. So I was mistaken, my bad. But I listened to this album all day today, and it was really just quite peaceful. In fact, so you probably don't know, I teach at an elementary school full time, and I had kids outside, and it was raining, and I had the music on my little speaker that I carry around, and it was really kind of a somber moment. I was like, kids, come listen to this good Chang with the rain falling. And I think, some of the kids were like, whatever, but the kids who bought into it really had a nice time. I really enjoy listening to this instrument and all of the different styles. I didn't realize one person could play so many different styles with the same instrument, and it's all beautiful. Again, I can't speak intelligently on the guchang or the nuances, but just as an example, let me just read something from this. Most of this is in Chinese, as you can see. It's almost all in Chinese. But if you look forward, there are some things in English. I'll just read this to you, why not? So this is Shandong style Chang music. Shandong Chang music is mainly popular in Hebei or Yutai regions, southwest of Shandong province, as well as Liaocheng region, west of Shandong province. We'll try to get a map on the screen, or maybe you take some time and go explore China. Why not? Pretty fun place.
Google Earth.
There you go. Perfect. The main representatives in the Yutai area are Hu Jinsang, oh boy, Zhang Heming, and Li Yinlam, etc. The main representatives in Liaocheng area are Jin Yuting, Jin Guangzhu, and Jin Zuonan. Hope that's right. Yuncheng and Chuanzhong regions in Hebei can be regarded as the hometown of Chen and Qin. So that is really quite exciting. And that's just one style. She plays, how many different? 11 different styles of music, from Henan style, Shaanxi style, Fujian style. It's really, really quite beautiful. If you've never listened to Run Yu Qiangfeng, I recommend checking out this album if you can find it.
Check this out. Face for Radio. They are a rock trio out of Roseburg and officially releasing their first original tracks, which is like, oh my gosh, that's like a baby, you know? You're like, you created this thing and it's been in your bubble, and then all of a sudden you're going to send it out into the world, and hopefully it's going to be good.
Maybe
Okay.
Good.
These are presently listenable and downloadable at Bandcamp through the Facebook link that they have, which is Face for Radio. On January 10th, the EP will also be available through CD Baby, Spotify, Apple Music, and more.
Wow.
They also have produced a limited number of CDs, which will be available at the gig on a first come, first served basis.
Yep.
And when is this gig?
Looking right here, I'm noticing January 13th. I believe that's a Friday.
Come and enjoy North 40's finest brews, grub, atmosphere, and rock with them, which is Face for Radio. They're excited to have Face for Radio back at the N40 Brewery on Friday the 13th, which is this Friday at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. There is no cover, and all ages are welcome to rock out.
Check out Eric Schnautz on guitar and vocals, Lowell Smith on bass and vocals, and Mark Rochester on the drums.
Don't forget, Positive Open Mic in Roseburg, Oregon is the second Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at the Umpqua Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Roseburg.
So at the taping of this, it's literally happening right now. So
Yes.
check that out next month, you guys.
Cool. Coming up, Colleen Roberts and Bruce Gordon will be at Too Shy Brewing next Saturday, it's this Saturday, January 14th, from 6 to 8, doing some of their favorites: Tom Petty, Stevie Nicks, Creedence, The Byrds, Bee Gees, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Neil Young, and etc. John will be with us on the harmonica, and some of those tunes. Okay.
John is Colleen's husband, and he's a very good musician and a great sound guy. So thanks, John.
Ooh, rock on. Professor Fate is February 4th at Sunnyside Theater at 7 p.m.
Hate to say it, but that's all the info I could find. It was just a poster, and there's no details. Gentlemen with some costumes playing instruments. And if anybody would like to let us know more, that'd be great, so we can tell you what's going on.
Yeah, comment below since this is going on Facebook.
Yes, until we can get our website up and running and our membership program, all videos will be available on Facebook. Our YouTube account is now active, but there's nothing on it yet. Go figure. So
there will be.
Yeah, there will.
The fabulous Del Montes will be performing at the North 40 on the 20th at 7 p.m. The Fabulous Del Montes are a group of professional musicians who have been working together to entertain the people of our region over the past decade. 10 years of entertainment.
That's tight.
Founders T-Bone Stone and Mike Kaiser play as a duet and bring their friends in based on the specific requirements of event hosts. So it will change every once in a while, ebb and flow.
For example, this time we have Michael Mendenhall on keyboards, Corey Culberhouse on bass, and my friend Tommy Whiteside on drums. Michael Mendenhall and I actually used to play together many hundreds of years ago. Just kidding, it was a few years ago with this old band Mojo Boogie. You might have heard of them.
All right, Face for Radio is excited to be back at the North 40. Again, we've covered this on Friday the 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. Again, no cover, all ages are welcome. New Age Phonograph, live at Orin Moore. This is this weekend, January 15th, 3 to 5 p.m. So that's pretty cool. It's actually in the daylight. Social hour is 5 p.m. $10 at the door. Reservations highly recommended. Their phone number, which we could, exactly, give them a call, is 505-310-1525. 2 voices, 4 instruments, and a whole lot of sound. Playing the songs that they love while bringing the blues right out of them. Ooh, I love that.
I love the blues, don't you?
New Age Phonograph adds their unique sound to songs new and old. So maybe you could put in a request if you know them. Be like, hey, can you play this?
Give it a shot. The worst they could say is no.
Yeah, exactly. They might play something else, though. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about this group. I'm so excited to hear about all this new stuff that's going on.
And now for our feature presentation.
Today, we're going to be introducing Catherine Kerns. She actually did a little bit extra than we asked her to do. She actually prepared a lesson video for everybody. So without further ado, let's get right to it.
Hi, the instruments you see here, the name is guzheng, which is a Chinese zither, and has 21 strings on the pentatonic scale. The instrument's name show on the written history around 500 BC, which is about 2,500 years ago. So if the name already show on the written history, then that means the instruments actually exist earlier than that time. However, this one is not the original. So the original one actually is a 7-string zither called guqin. So I'm going to show you some video about the instrument so you can hear and see how the instruments sound like. Seven-string zither called qin actually only learned and played by the noble family and the rich family. Why? Because the first thing is the instrument is expensive, because that's a piece of wood, has to use the handmade. The second reason is the notation is very hard to read. It's in the characters. It's not like the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or like the piano. It's a character. So I'm going to show you a piece of the music sheet, and you can tell that is written guqin character with the piano staff. So you can see how the pitch goes. And since the character is not the numbers, so not everyone can read that, because in ancient China, only rich family and noble family like scholars or the high level like the officers, they have money to go to school or hire someone to teach them how to read and play. So that's only limited to someone who learned that. And then so the instruments only serve for the noble family. So they play with the opera or the dancer. So I'm going to show you another video to see how the qin accompanying with the opera. So since the qin is not be able to learn by everyone, so what the ordinary people like the farmers or workers, they like music too. So what they do that? So what they just try to imitate that, and that means they use a huge bamboo tube and put some strips and bridges on the tube and use a hammer to hit that. They also can plug it. So that kind of the bamboo tube zither become the ancestor of guzheng today. So I'm going to show you some videos of that bamboo harp, and you can see and hear how guzheng's ancestors was from.
This tapping off-beat, sometimes it's off-beat and sometimes it's on-beat. But it needs to be tuned for two person to play this piece.
Because the qin is the 7-string zither qin is so hard to learn, so people start to increase the string, become 25 string se. And they also play for the noble family because the instrument is too huge and very hard to carry and not cheap. And then so finally, when the people started to get richer and everyone can afford to learn some music, they divided the 25 string se, become 12 string. And they increased to 13, 16, 18, 22, and 25. Okay, so become today's, this one is the 21. So let's watch a video that the 7-string guqin, which is the grandma of this instrument, and the mother of 25-string se, they play together. So you can hear how the sound make a difference when they have the bridge on the instruments. So after we got the 22 string, these are here, because this is the modern style, not a main piece of music wrote for it. So what it did is the guzheng adapt a lot of guqin piece on this, and also a lot of se piece, the 25 string scissor on this too. And also we started to pick up the guitar piece, piano piece, or the harp. But the 古琴 piece still is the majority of the 古筝 play today. And then so this instruments imitate the vocal. Then that means it's a lot of tonal sound there. So I'm going to demonstrate one, which is from the Beijing Opera. And you can watch my left hand and then to see how I bend the string and release it to imitate the Beijing Opera vocal sound. Then you can tell we actually use some techniques from that 7-string zither, which is this instrument's grandma. And besides that, we also have a lot of the tone that the overtone that we adapt from the 7-string zither too, like this. This is from 古琴 too. You probably you wonder what kind of the wood we make the instruments. This one is made of ebony. It's a hard wood, so that's why the sound is more clear, pure, and loud. The string we in the ancient time, like a 7-string zither, we use silk. So that's why when we play the 7-string 古琴, we have to use the real fingernail to play it. However, nowadays, because a lot of students and the musicians, they don't only play on 古筝, they also play piano and the guitar. So they cannot have the fingernails. So we started to use the picks so we can play on 古筝 too. However, if they like to play on 7-string 的古琴, then they have to use the real fingernails. The string nowadays not made of silk, but made of the stainless string with the nylon outside. So they look like this. So if you break the string, you have the spare string to repair it. And this is made in German. This is the best one. It doesn't really break so often, okay? But this is the stainless steel string and wrapped by the liner. We also have the stainless steel string to play, ensure the sound will be really bright. And this one is kind of deep. This instrument, 古筝, is not only a solo instrument. It can also play with the percussion or accompanying for the singers, or even play with band, the orchestra, and symphony. Sometimes it can do the duet even with guitar or piano, violin, and harp. And the character of the instruments, except the left hand I just demo and show the watery things, is very unique as what the harp, the pedal harp cannot do. Sounds like this. So this is combine the left hand bending the string and the right hand to do the glissando. Okay, so thank you for watching this, and thank you for the opportunity to let me introduce the instrument. Hope to see you next time. Bye.
All right. How's everybody doing? It is my distinct honor and privilege to please welcome Catherine Kerns. We're so happy to have her here, an expert gucheng player and as well as some other Chinese instruments. Catherine, welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity for you to introduce the instrument here.
And this instrument is really beautiful. I have never seen a gucheng in person. I've only heard about it and seen it in movies. And then you also did an entire segment where you taught about other Chinese instruments and the history of this. Briefly for my audience, how long have you been playing this instrument for?
Actually, not really long, because I started when I studied at the university. But I was so lucky, I had 8 very good master taught me different styles.
Now, can you talk a little bit about working with masters? Now, I went to college and studied with people with degrees, but you're talking about true masters of the instrument. Can you talk a little bit more about what it takes to be a master at the instrument?
Yes, every master spend a whole their life just learn one style. Like if they are the Cantonese, they taught me about the Cantonese music.
Oh, wow.
The reason why is the instruments is so tonal. Then that means if you don't speak the certain language, you cannot get that kind of the feeling.
Interesting.
The tonal things. So, like the CD you are going to review, she has one master for each song. Because every song is from Fujian province, Canton province, from Shanghai, from Shandong, so they are all over the China.
If we have time, we'll put a map of China and try to show where those different regions are. If we're not able to, we'd like to do stuff like that. But what stylistically is different between the regions? Is it the notes that you play, or do you do some embellishments that are different? Just a brief idea.
That's the tone. Like if it's a Henan style, they were like a. So you can tell it's the left hand.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the important part.
Oh, very cool. And what other instruments do you play by any chance?
I actually learned piano when I was on age 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So you've been in music your whole life.
That was just by accident, because one of my kindergarten classmates, her mother is a pianist, but she refused to learn piano unless I play with her.
Oh.
So her mother gave me a free lesson to just practice with her through kindergarten to grade 8.
Okay.
Wow. Talk about best friends, though. You get to learn.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Who got you into? You said family got you into music.
You mean the piano lesson?
Yeah. So you started when you were 4. So a family member got you into music, and who kept you in music through your life? What did you like? I love music, and I want to be a part of this, or was someone always like, "Oh, you should play this instrument, or you should play this instrument"?
Oh yeah. Because I also learned dance, the ballet, the Chinese palace and folk dance on age 4 too. And then I played the percussion when I was in kindergarten. So everyone has to learn it. So that's the first time I was on stage is age 4. I remember I was crying because I was scared.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
But then after that, because I was in dance, so it's a kind of music and rhythm part. I already had it, but I just didn't realize it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you briefly talk about where in the world you have played or plan to play?
plan to play.
Well, maybe you have more shows coming up that I'm not privy to, or I don't know. That's why I'm really curious. Where have you played, or where do you plan to play next?
Yeah, and then so I fell in love with the Chinese music. So I actually the first instrument I play is the Chinese viola.
Yes.
It's a 2-string fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
But then my master told me if I want to play the instruments well, I should learn one of the accompanying instruments.
Okay.
So that's why I choose this one.
Yes.
Because I already knew piano. So I started to learn this. But because I had 8 masters, they all are so great.
Mm-hmm.
So I only take 3 years and then to give 2 hours solo concert. And then I use that tape, the cassette tape, to apply the scholarship.
Yes.
So I came to United States to study the ethnomusicology.
Oh, wow.
Because I think I really like all kinds of music.
Yes, absolutely. That actually makes sense. Ariel, do you have anything to ask? Anything on your mind?
Well, I just think it's great that you have been exposed to all of these things, and it started with piano. I mean, all the way back then when you were 4.
Right.
And you said to get into college, you had to play a 2-hour concert?
Yeah, because my master required me to do that because he said one concert was 1 year lessons. Because the experience, the feeling you are on stage, you well know you are not perfect yet.
Oh, wow. But that's 2 hours. That's you on stage. That is
so
very intense.
Yeah,
I have a hard time sitting through 2-hour shows, let alone playing them. Wow. That's really incredible.
Yeah, and then when I studied the ethnomusicology here, it's really opened my eye. Because the school requires us to have to take at least one ensemble per term.
Right.
So I took the Africa, the gamelan, the Indonesian gamelan for 7 years, and the angklung, the steel drum,
yes.
So that's how, I think that's great. I'm in the United States because, you guys have so many things here.
Yeah, so many ethnicities that can come and
Yes.
mix, and then you get a fusion of music. And
Right,
really jam out.
Well, here's a fun question. What instruments don't you play or have no experience with? I want to hear what instruments you don't have experience in.
I actually cannot play guitar in
Okay.
the wind. Why? Because my little finger is too short.
Oh.
I cannot reach that.
Okay, interesting. Well, I also noticed your nails are kind of refined for this instrument's playing, and maybe that gets in the way too a little
I
bit.
actually can cut because when I play the pedal harp in the university in United States, I have to cut that. There's no problem. It's just I prefer to use the fingernail because I can control it and I can feel it.
Yeah, and then you won't get calloused on your fingers like you can just use your nails almost like a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Catherine, it's really, really just a joy and a privilege to have you here. And I just met you recently, and can I tell him? So actually, Catherine is one of my UCC students, one of my only UCC students right now, learning the snare drum, so she can play in the band at UCC. Which this is actually kind of how we met. Was she enrolled in my percussion class at UCC, which I just found to be special. But the thing is, Dr. Michael Wheeler was already talking about Catherine and was actually going to set us up with an appointment. And then I met her the day before, and I pulled a prank on Michael. I was like, "Oh, Catherine, go in there and tell Michael, like, hi, who is Colin? I've never heard of him. Oh, wait, you mean the guy I met yesterday for lessons? Super funny. I really enjoyed that." But before we end this, I was wondering, and tell me no if it's okay. Would you mind if you taught me how to make some sounds on this? Because
sure.
It would be an honor and a privilege.
His hands are like at the ready.
I mean, I'm not an ethnomusicologist, but I just love music. But just having this instrument in front of me, I am really thirsty.
Great. Yeah. Because Colin is really a good teacher, I can tell. He loves to teach, and he teaches so well. And thank you for the opportunity to ask me about that. The instrument is set up as the pentatonic. The name is only 5 notes: do, re, mi, sol, la. And then so if you want to get a fa and ti, you have to bend the string here.
Okay.
So it's like this is do. Hold it there, don't move, and then. So you can get 7 notes. So the green color is sol. So the so, la, do. You want to try?
Yes, please. Oh, okay. This is the big one, folks. This is the highlight of the entire broadcast. Everybody, seeing if I can even manage this. Now, my fingernails are kind of short and not trimmed.
So
and-
you're gonna just
okay.
callus your fingers. It's
yeah,
fine.
I'm just gonna cause a lot of damage. So let's begin.
This
So
is do.
found dough right here. My hand.
Right here, yeah.
So cool.
Good. Very good. Press it down more. Good.
Oop, 2 notes at once.
That's okay. See, you did.
Let's go back down. Let's go back down. We can do this. We can do this. Mm-hmm. I can see why this takes years to learn. Oops, here we go. I got this. I'm doing great. I got this. Nope, not too far. There we go.
That's
Well,
nice.
thank you, Catherine.
Oh, thank
really
you very
Wait,
appreciate
wait,
it.
wait, I have a question. I have a
Yes, please.
question.
Yes, please.
So there's like this treasure box that's on the end of this. What, can I open this and see
Sure.
what's inside?
It's
Take a look.
That's a good question.
Oh, good.
Like the guitar.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So
So this is where you tune the string?
I use this to tune,
oh, cool.
and this is the tuner. Yeah. And I always kind of clean the string after I play, because we have the
Oils.
the oils here. So even though this instrument is already 10 years old, you cannot tell.
No, beautiful.
Because I
Just
clean
10
it.
years old?
Yeah, because I clean this whenever after I play.
Clean your instruments, kids. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for being here, Catherine. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for the opportunity. Ariel, appreciate you
Yeah,
being
thank
here
you.
too. Now, wasn't that amazing?
Yes.
Wasn't that great? That was so good. I got to touch the instrument.
Yeah, you did.
I got to play the guitar. Man, yes. Wow. I'm sorry, I'm a little loud.
I didn't even know that those words existed and that was the thing.
I
so.
am so glad that Catherine came and talked to us. What a great teacher. What a great person. Man, just a great team all around. We're just so happy to have really cool people here in Roseburg. And who knew such talent was hiding in these random corners? Who knew?
And speaking of random corners, if you know someone who's a musician, an artist, a performer, and they'd like to be interviewed, send a comment down below on our Facebook and
There
we'll see
are
if we can get in contact.
very few artists that we wouldn't consider. I mean, I can't even think of an artist off the top of my head that I would say, oh, no way. Any dancers, dance organization, wow, try again. Any dancers, dance organizations, singers, actors, anybody who can paint or draw or play violin or fiddle or do backflips or whatever.
Woo.
If you're a performer, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, we want to talk to you. We want to get you on the show. We want to promote your group, and we want to get you gigs. So make sure you send us an email at OregonDCMA@gmail.com. You could also find us on Facebook and send us a message.
Yeah.
Or you can also just
Comment below.
Yes, you can comment. Yes, comment on this video.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that seems to be all the time we have left for today. Tune in next week for a brand new broadcast featuring Douglas County art, music, and performance. Once again, this broadcast is brought to you by 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill, the Gene Bechtel School for Music, Spiderking Studios, and the Douglas County Music Association. We appreciate you tuning in today. I'm Colin Hurwitz.
And I'm Marielle Hicks.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.